Susan, you comfy?
Yep.
Can't look at you right now, I'm sleeping.
This is Susan Yara.
And this is Sharzad Kiade.
Some call this the Sharzad and Susan Show.
Or the Susan and Sharzad Show.
We just call it
The SASS. Sharzad?
Yes, Susan?
What comes to mind when I say yoga?
A cool, calm, zen, happy place.
I started taking yoga maybe a little less than a year ago.
And I'm so happy
I
about
know.
that.
As I got pregnant and started kind of hopping around to studios to try to find a place I really loved, I realized nobody was telling me that I needed to modify my moves until I took a class at Playlist Yoga in West Hollywood, where we're at right now, with Nicole Shaka. She's the chief yoga officer, and she was the first person to stop me during the class and say, wait, that's not how you should do the move.
And I'm really happy that there was somebody there like Nicole to tell you that there are modifications available when you are pregnant and doing yoga, or just in general, depending on your fitness level, so that you can be, continuing to incorporate, yoga and fitness into your workout and
And
your
be
pregnancy
safe.
and be safe.
Yeah, that's the biggest part about it. She's going to today take us through 5 of the top yoga moves and show us how to modify it.
Yes.
When you've got a little growing bun in the oven.
You guys want to see them? Let's go.
Nicole, I'm really excited about this because it wasn't until I met you that I learned I should modify while pregnant.
I myself have been pregnant. I have a 3.5-year-old, and as I was telling you guys earlier, my pregnancy was a really rough road. My entire yoga practice had to be modified drastically. So that's something that people don't get that piece of knowledge sometimes when they walk into a class, and that's a scary thing. Like, you want to know that you are being attended to, that your instructor and your teacher knows how to modify for you safely and for your baby. So I've put together a couple of different modifications that I think are kind of crucial, given a vinyasa flow class and things that you might incorporate in your own practice even.
Is there anybody that should avoid prenatal yoga?
Not in my experience. I think the beautiful thing about prenatal yoga is that it can be as passive as you need it to be, or it can be, pretty challenging and sweaty to an extent.
Right.
So you do you within reason.
Besides the modifications that you're about to show us, what are some things that people should know if they're pregnant, even if they're early into their pregnancy, before they maybe step into a class?
The rule of thumb is that you don't start anything new once you're pregnant. So if you've never tried yoga, now is not the time to go tackle it. You know what I'm saying? I would let your teacher know as soon as possible, and you can do that in privacy. You don't need to announce it in front of the class. You can pull them aside. They actually really respect that. They like to know that you would share that with them. I think it's important. Honestly, your gut instinct as a mother, as I'm sure you're finding, I know this is your second time around, there is an intuition that we have within us that needs to be heard, and it needs to be kind of at the forefront. So when you're coming into your yoga practice, let that guide you. Even if you're brand new, listen for that. Be open to it.
And what about crunches? Like, I've heard a mixed review on whether or not you should do them when you're pregnant.
Yeah, I say no.
You say no?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just don't think firing up the abdominal wall in that sense is necessary at this point. One of my yoga teachers, when I was in my teacher training, was telling us about a woman that was too eager to come back to working out after pregnancy and went into doing crunches immediately, like 3 weeks after giving birth. And then she wound up with diastasis, where her abdominal muscles split and got even wider apart. And so we want to just be really careful about those things.
Right, our body's going through a lot, even
It's
if we
so
don't
much.
think it is, right?
So much.
What are the top 5 moves that you recommend people modify in a yoga class, especially if it's not a yoga class that's meant for pregnant women?
So the first modification I would take a look at is Chaturanga, moving into upward facing dog. Your center of gravity is shifting, drop to your knees. Make that modification so that the strain isn't in the low back and you're not really overarching the low back and lumbar. You're gonna come forward into plank pose. So that's the top of your push-up. Hands are shoulder width, feet are hip width, and then firm up your thighs. Now remember, this is a ton of core work as is. You're gonna take your body weight forward about an inch over the fingertips and then lower your knees to the mat. Feet can stay down and lift up. And then keeping the frontal hip points lifted, shift forward, elbows in, lower to the halfway point, and then lift the chest from here. So that's the back bend. Good. And your belly's supported at this point. And then exhale, pull back, downward facing dog, or just to all fours. Great.
So good.
The next thing I would say is stick with cat-cow. Instead of core work on your back or any high intensity core work at all, cat-cow you can do on your knees. You can use that as a heart opener and a back bend. You can also strengthen the front abdominal wall as you strengthen the back body. It also helps you articulate with your breath. All right, guys, shift forward, all fours. We're coming into cat-cow now. So hands are underneath your shoulders, fingers are spread. Tops of the feet are down, kind of like a little break. Good, and just reminding you that this is better than core work on your back. It's safer, it's strengthening the spine, it's opening the front belly and chest. Inhale your breastbone forward between your arms. Good, exhale, round and press the mat away, press into my hand. Yeah, so you're articulating through the thoracic. Nice, again, inhale, chest reaches forward, the hips don't get too involved. Exhale, round and press the mat away, let the chin tuck, good. Nice, you guys. And then find a neutral spine and breathe.
It feels so good to just like let my belly hang. You know, I'm just like, there's no weight on it.
That's nice too. The third modification would be standing posture. So something like warrior two or extended side angle. Shorten the stance. If you're experiencing hypermobility from relaxin, the hormone that makes us hypermobile for birthing, go ahead and shorten the stance a little bit so that the hips aren't taking too much of the brunt of the work. We'll do extended side angle. So you're gonna go ahead and take your feet about 3 feet apart, heel to heel. And the toes, left toes face the mirror there. And from here, you're gonna bring your hands to your hips. Start to elongate your left waist forward, bringing your left forearm to your thigh, and either keeping the right hand at the hip, or you can reach the right arm straight up. Nice. And again, the whole idea here is that we're strengthening the legs, we're working the pelvic floor, we're kind of familiarizing ourselves with that without getting crazy, without dumping into the hips, without letting the hypermobility, if it's there, take over. You can also bring this hand around the low back for a little bit of a heart opener. It may or may not feel good, just really depends on the day. Nice, you get a little stretch of the QL as well, maybe even the groin. One more breath. Beautiful, you guys. And then come up slowly. Nice.
Gotta even it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Going in.
Other side. That's it. Fourth would be twisting. So you want to be really mindful of deep twisting. There's no need for that. Many people theory that twisting is like a wringing out of your intestines, and obviously that's not what you want to do when you're creating life. So more open twisting, things that don't cross the midline, so you're not deeply twisting.
Yeah.
So we're going to come into an open twist. From here, take your feet about hip width apart. And traditionally in chair pose, you might have your feet touching, but not pregnant. We want to keep that nice wide stance. So from here, go ahead and bring your hands to your hips. And on the big inhale, sink your hips down and reach your arms all the way up. Beautiful. From here, you're going to bring your right hand to your left thigh and your forearm across the space between the legs. From here, you're going to open the left chest and the left palm towards the side of the room. Exactly. So you feel how this is a twist of the upper body and back and chest, not of your belly, which is what we're trying to avoid, right? Big breath
And it's
in.
still really rough.
It's super hard. Good, come back through center, and we can switch sides. You can breathe, you can shake it out, you can go right into it. That really depends on your day, your energy level. Yeah. Nice. And make sure though that the left leg, the leg that you're not twisting into, is firming back. We have a tendency to let the knees kind of puff forward. You want the kneecaps in one straight line. Yeah, that's good. And breathing into it.
Ooh, this little boy is wiggling in my stomach. And
He loves yoga.
He does. He loves yoga.
And then finally Shavasana, which is my favorite. The modification for pregnant Shavasana was my favorite thing about being pregnant, I think, honestly. It's very comfortable. You can prop yourself up with bolsters or blocks, straps, blankets. It's terrific. Or you can always lay on your side, which is a great choice too. I'm going to do 2 variations. So I'll do the first one with Sharzad, and I'm going to have her propped up on these pillows and bolsters and what have you. And if you don't have these things at home, you can always just use blankets or pillows or whatever you have lying around the house. There's plenty to use. So if you don't have a strap, it's fine, you can still do this as well. I'm going to put a Hawaiian lei over her. The base of the strap is going to go around her low back, right at the lumbar. And then the tip of the strap is going to go around the base of her toes. And you might want to move it out of the way so that you don't cramp your skin. Tightening this to your preference, right? So you can make that nice and secure. And then slowly roll yourself down. And before you let your head crash, I'm going to put this blanket underneath your head. And a second one as well, lift your head up. So you can do this. This is, again, preference. You could go 2, that's 1, and then lift up again. This is 2. It just really depends on what feels most comfortable for you, right?
This looks nice.
Oh, she's jealous. Don't worry, I'm getting to you. Blocks go at the outer knees, right? Exactly. So they're going to support the groin. The hips aren't opening too much. Palms will turn up and open to the ceiling. Chest is open.
Oh.
You can give Michael a job.
so
Michael can help
good.
get you into this.
I know, right?
It's a good one. Okay.
Good night.
Good night, see you. So with Susan, this is a variation that you would do if you didn't have the blankets and the bolsters and all the paraphernalia, right? So you're gonna come down and lay on your left side versus your right side. So sadly, I'm taking your blankets away. Oh. Did you see that look she just gave me? Lift your head up slowly and set it back down. I'm scared of her now. Okay. Now we're gonna take one blanket, fold it underneath the knees.
Okay.
So this aligns the hips, right? It's underneath the thigh, it's underneath the knee.
I feel that it's a big difference.
It is a big difference. You can do this while you're sleeping at night. If you don't already have a body pillow and you're pregnant, I highly recommend it. Now you're gonna lift your head up.
Okay.
Here you go. Your head, your chest is supported there. Everything's aligned, hips, knees, comfy,
Oh, this is good.
comfy. We may never hear from them again.
Good night. Goodbye.
Good night.
Okay, sleeping beauties.
Oh, that wasn't long enough.
Oh no, oh gosh. Careful coming out of that.
I did not want to get out of that.
Yeah. I feel amazing. Thank you so much, Nicole. That was awesome.
Pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your yoga knowledge with us and teaching us how to modify so that we can keep doing this, throughout our pregnancy. And I really enjoyed that. I mean, this little guy moves around so much when I'm like in a Zen state, and it's really fun to feel him wiggling. He's a yogi.
Obviously, it's
Definitely.
by nature.
Yeah, and thank you so much for that first class. That first class was you told me to modify something because otherwise I wouldn't have known.
Well, I'm so glad you told me, which
Yeah.
is also half the battle there. Make sure you're telling your teachers and instructors when you are expecting. They need to know those things.
I feel good.
I feel great. I feel really chill. I really think that prenatal yoga is such a good workout to incorporate into your pregnancy if you're feeling up to it. There was a couple months during this pregnancy where I wanted to punch somebody if they asked me if I worked out. It's just gentle, and if it teaches you to focus on breathing and just being calm, I think that's a really, really good thing.
Nicole is a wonderful
Yeah.
instructor. She's at Playlist Yoga in West Hollywood, guys, and if you are in the LA area, you should really check her out because she has a great class.
And definitely tell any of your fitness instructors wherever you are that you are expecting,
Yep.
so that they can do some modifications for you, whatever fitness level you're at or whatever kind of workout you're doing. It's
Yep.
important to communicate that.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway from this.
Yeah,
is
for sure.
Modify.
And it's not the time to start a whole new type of exercise. You don't want to just start marathon training just when you're pregnant.
Suddenly it's time to run a marathon. No, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, guys, I'm doing pregnancy updates on my personal channel, Susan Yara, and of course, Sharzad's doing some of her updates too on her channel.
Got some interesting things going on my channel right now.
Definitely.
Yeah. As usual, we hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you aren't already. Leave us a comment. Share this video with your friends, and we'll see you next time. Bye.